Time now for a Newsmax Now update. The families of two missing 14-year-old boys are vowing to keep their search going. This after the pair disappeared off the Florida coast during a fishing trip. Now, an uncle of Austin Stefanos, one of the missing boys, says they remain hopeful the two will be found.
We're all positive. Spirits are still high. We're very focused on finding these two boys. The Coast Guard is very active in their search still. And we have roughly about 20 planes still in the air privately, along with numerous boats.
Well, the search has stretched into its 7th day with no sign yet of the boys, but the Coast Guard is extending the search to tomorrow. Legionnaire's disease is spreading in New York City. Health officials say the outbreak has killed 2 and made 21 others ill. The disease can be contracted through hot tubs, cooling towers, and hot water tanks. It's spread by breathing in mist from the water, and it can be spread from person to person. A Kentucky man facing felony charges after shooting down a drone in his own backyard. What do you think of this? William Meredith was arrested after he shot down the drone hovering over his property. Meredith says he feels the shooting was justified because the drone was looking at private property, making it an invasion of his privacy. A hedge fund billionaire is giving over $8 million to fund new charter schools. John Paulson and his wife Jenny gave $8.5 million to Success Academy to fund the new schools. Paulson says we are in a crisis of education that dooms children to a life of potential failure. And Will Dana, the managing editor of Rolling Stone, leaving the magazine. His departure comes in the wake of a retracted campus rape story. According to reports, Dana is not leaving for a new job. Rolling Stone has not named his replacement. And now a guest who says everyone has a brand. Noelle Nikpour, welcome to the show. And we have branded the show Newsmax Now. I hope that works with you. Your recent brand, doing great work as a political commentator and columnist for the Fort Lauderdale Sun Sentinel. And your new book, Branding America, too. Excited about that. A fascinating read. Looks at what your brand says about you. Well, apparently Americans are pretty familiar with the Donald Trump brand. Yes. And the one thing about it is we don't have to sort of get reintroduced to Donald Trump. We know him. You know, some people love him, some people hate him. But at the same time, that has to help. Why do you think the Trump brand has really resonated with the American voters so far?
I think it's resonated because he is who he is. He's outspoken. And let's face it, on his television show, he says you're fired. You know, he has no qualms about saying you're fired. He doesn't even hesitate. And I think that his bad boy brand is what's resonating with voters. And I think that's why you see his poll numbers are up, because people want someone to take care of business. And they see in the television show that Donald Trump is taking care of business. If you're not good, he fires you. So I think that they want that same type of person to fix the government. I think they are disgusted with government. When
you talk about branding, could another candidate take on that sort of image to try to like duplicate his branding? Or do you think it's so authentic it works only for Donald Trump?
Well, there was another person that had it, and I think he's kind of lost his thunder, but that was Chris Christie. He was, you know, take no prisoners, say what's on his mind. You know, he in a teachers union deal, he told someone to sit down and shut up and, you know, wait your turn and kind of in your face. Somehow he's gotten off track, and somehow people don't want that. It's not resonating, or he would be zooming to the top. You remember when he had his heyday before the Bridgegate and all that, and he was like the #1 and they kept showing polls with him? Somehow he's lost that, and I feel like Donald Trump has now kind of taken that outspoken place of in your face where, you know, we're not going to stand for this type of thing.
You know, well, there were some great numbers for Donald Trump, but also something troubling for the Republican Party. Let's go to the Quinnipiac poll, and it was in this sampling that shows Bernie Sanders beating Donald Trump in a general election 45 to 37. That was fascinating in your book. You know, Democrats have a terrible brand, but you're a conservative woman, and you also say the Republican brand needs repair. What can the GOP do so Bernie Sanders is not beating right now the Republican frontrunner by 8 percentage points?
No, and I think a lot of it has to do with our attracting new blood to the party, meaning, you know, minorities, you know, being more diverse. And I think a lot of people see the Republican Party is like an antique shop. that we're not with it. And I think that that's where you see the margin of Bernie Sanders people, because they think that he, is more hip, more with it, more in today's society. It's where, even though as popular as Donald Trump is, he's still going to be under the brand of the GOP, the Republican Party, which needs a little bit of work.
We talked about it. Love him, loathe him.
Yeah.
On one hand, you have Michael Savage, who says Donald Trump is an incredible leader. Quote, "You're the lion, you're the Winston Churchill of our time. Keep hitting them real hard." Donald Trump isn't going anywhere, and the media and his critics say he doesn't have a plan. Well, he does. In fact, he wrote a whole book that he says will make America great again. And if you want to get that book, you can obviously just go to Newsmax TV, Newsmax.com. Trump's bestseller is called Time to Get Tough. It outlines Trump's plan to roll back Obama's policies, secure the border, deal with China terrorism, and much more. Newsmax has a free offer for this book. Just go to Newsmax.com/Trump book and get your copy. Go online and get Trump's plan directly from the Donald. So in about 10 seconds, you think Donald Trump just stays the course with his branding?
I think it's working for him right now, so just stay the course. If I was the Donald, I'd stay it.
All right, Noelle, we appreciate that. Noelle Nikpour joining us right here on Newsmax TV. All the best to you and your book. Once again, Branding America. We're coming right back right here on Newsmax TV.